time to time, we do reviews of G.I. Joe Classified figures. We're not a big review channel, though. We just talk about everything, and sometimes we fall behind on all the packages that we receive. So we're kind of catching up today with a lot of that. Some of these we've recently unboxed. Some of them we've had for a little while, but we just haven't shown or talked about, and that's a lot of figures, actually, that we have in our collection. We've got a lot in front of us here. We'll show you what we've got, but first I want to show off something. It's not classified, but it is G.I. Joe, and it is recent. It's the Transformers collab of the Triple T tank with Sergeant Cup from the Transformers. Comes with Sergeant Slaughter, and we still have Leatherneck in the package here. But I'm a Sergeant Slaughter fan, so... And Triple T, this guy's pretty wicked. Got a stand on the back, nice little computer control set on the back, and the whole thing is just really, really fun. Building this guy and, like, transforming him into the Triple T tank, a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So I grew up with this sort of stuff, but Dex, like, this is the 3 3/4 inch O-ring type of figure here. Super 7 has a brand new line of O-ring figures for G.I. Joe. Not the best quality. And they're not like this. This is a Hasbro product, and I gotta say, to Hasbro's credit, their O-ring figures are superior to this Super 7 ones. Just in my opinion. But
the Super 7 ones aren't really good quality, but yet they're still like
like
on
the
sale. They're like $20. It's like,
yeah, and that's Canadian.
That's a bit excessive.
Yeah. Up here in Canada, they don't move. Super 7 sits on the pegs, sits on the shelves. They do not move ever. You go back a year later, and it's the exact same stock that's still on all the pegs, still on clearance, and they mark it down and mark it down and mark it down, and no matter how low it goes, no one cares. No one touches them. But this is the closest thing that I'll get to what I had growing up. And yeah, better quality plastic, in my opinion, than what Super 7 has. Because Super 7's, it's like, it feels very different, like a light type of plastic. Doesn't feel like the best quality.
Yeah.
So this is one of our most recent pickups. I'm a big fan. I don't know how many more of these that I'll be collecting of the collabs. Not into Transformers, but got this for the triple tank. It's a great Sergeant Slaughter.
This looks so cool with all the different things it has.
Now, can you think of any G.I. Joe vehicles that would compel you to get one of these? Because they've got the HISS tank. They've got this, the Triple T tank. They've also got the Dreadnought Thunder Machine.
The Snowcat would be a pretty good one to have.
What a good call. Who would you want to come with that?
Snow Job.
Snow Job and Frostbite, the driver of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good 2-pack, yeah.
This is awesome.
Man.
I can't stop checking this thing out.
So I think Dex is onto something there. That would be great. I know we all want the Snowcat for G.I. Joe Classified. I don't think we have to worry about whether Hasbro's going to make a G.I. Joe Classified Snowcat. It's just a matter of when. And that's a great idea, though. Let me know in the comments down below if you would want to get one of these collabs of the Transformers G.I. Joe as a Snowcat. I mean, I would do that. I'm sure a lot of other people would do that as well. And it'd be nice to have something that's a bit smaller that's on the shelf. Now, the only thing is that would be pretty big.
Yeah.
But
it would be.
Like, as a Transformer, I mean, the robot. Yeah, it'd be nice to have one of those just sitting on your shelf that doesn't take up a ton of room. I would be down for that. Good call, Dex. And then here's something else I recently picked up. It's not G.I. Joe Classified. It's the first Marvel Legends figure I've got. This is Punisher. Comes in a 2-pack. Now, I do have another Marvel Legends. It's another Punisher with the motorcycle.
Oh.
But that's still in the box. I never take that out. But yeah, this guy's really good. So if you're into that, just going to throw that out there. Really nice figure of Punisher. In terms of other figures that we've gotten recently, there's not a whole lot that's been, like, arriving. But, yeah, there we go. Raptor.
We got Raptor. He's really cool. I like the wings. They have a lot of articulation.
Yeah. So, Dex, I actually really want to get your thoughts on Raptor, because I grew up with him in the 80s with that the cloth goods cape, and now we've got this. And whenever we talked about Raptor coming to Classified, Dex, you were always saying you wanted the mech wings, right?
Yeah.
Very articulated, robotic sort of ones like Vulture from the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I still think Vulture's better, but it's still pretty good. Because you can at least put it on other guys, I think. I don't think Raptor will be holding on to these wings anymore.
Damn, that looks good. Night Force Shockwave with the wings.
Wait, I'll extend the wings.
That does look good on him. That looks a little more like Vulture.
Yeah. This looks really good, though.
Yeah, really nice. I'd actually like to see the jetpack here, or the wings, whatever it is, reused and painted a different color. Maybe some silver on there, like it's got silver-tipped wings, but make it more for Joe's. Now, I know they're not going to do that because it's supposed to be a Cobra-specific weapon or accessory, but still. Raptor's really good. We had him in our top 10 of the year for 2024. Yeah, like, just the overall sculpting. He's simple, but I love the belt buckle. This Silver Eagle, or whatever it is. And if I'm recalling correctly, I think the one in the 80s had that as well.
We have another guy off to the side. We did a review on this one, but I'm still going to show it anyways. If you grab the helmet from, I think, Night Force Shockwave, and then you swap their helmets, it looks really good.
That looks better.
Yeah.
Should have come with that one
I still
instead.
like the other helmet, though. I love all the helmets.
Pass that over here. Let me see. Yeah, so Wreckage with... Oh, my goodness. Wreckage with Night Force Shockwave's helmet. That's a better fit than that yellow one that he comes with. Wow.
God. Oh, my God.
Holy... I think we're seeing the benefits of mixing and matching parts here.
Especially the helmets. I just put Scrap Iron's helmet on Night Force Shockwave. You probably can't see it, but it looks really good.
That almost looks like a realistic Snake Eyes sort of setup just because of his mask.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely down with this. I think we're going to keep it like this. What do you think, Dex? Keep it on this guy? I'm fine with switching their helmets.
Yeah.
I actually don't like the Wreckage's yellow helmet. Whereas this one on here, like, it looks good, and it's very Tiger Force, right? But I'm okay with it not being there. Yeah, let's see. Scrap Irons might be too tight. Scrap Iron's helmet on Wreckage. Okay. Yeah. I would definitely welcome some reuse of Scrap Iron's helmet.
Night Force Shockwave's helmet on Scrap Iron, you have to try that if you have both of them.
It looks like it's custom fit for him, yeah. It's
like an army trooper. It's a little bit loose, but it looks like a good army trooper.
Yeah.
If you had a bunch lying around, you could just, like, glue it on. Actually, if you put it at a different angle, it works.
So there was a series back when I was a kid in the 80s, Mask, and it was kind of like Transformers, kind of like a mix of G.I. Joe and Transformers. I think most people watching this know what I'm talking about, and that reminds me there of Mask. Just pass them over. Scrap Iron looks like a Mask figure, and with this helmet, yeah, it just reminds me of Mask. Let me know what you guys think about that. And do you guys want to see any Mask characters come to G.I. Joe Classified? Because there is a little bit of a crossover.
No.
What?
Can I get B-Joe, please?
Yeah. And I think what we're finding here is that this is part of the fun of G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Classified. Mixing and matching all the parts and pieces. Yeah.
There's so many parts now. Actually, let's just keep all the helmets here. I'm going to keep saying this till Hasbro does this. They need to make a pack of, like, 10 of the helmets with, like, 2 troopers. Like, 10 of these helmets. And they just have all of them different colors and stuff. Like, have every color. Blue, green.
Different styles.
Yeah, and for, like, different ones, too. Like, Tiger Force, Cobra Island. What are some of the other ones? Night Force. Have a bunch of different ones.
Some snow ones. Like Arctic white and silver with some black or blue. Hell yeah.
Just have a bunch.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had those back in the 80s, right? Like the weapons packs. I think there were even
They need to make more of those.
Scrap Iron's anti-armor drone. This reminds me of, like, the pack rats and things like that. The little articulated, remote controls sort of, I don't know what you call them, like mini tanks almost.
Like, even if they had a pack of just, like, even 5 or 10 of these helmets and then, like, a weapon bench where you could hold, like, weapons and store them on there, that'd be perfect.
Hell yeah. A weapons rack? Yeah. Or any kind of an armory? Yeah, in fact, if
Or a modding bench, that'd be good, too.
So good. Yeah, okay, so I think what we're talking about here is kind of in the world of dioramas, right? Let me know what you guys think about a G.I. Joe Classified weapons armory. So like a modding bench, or a gun bench of some sort, and then having a weapons rack, maybe a locker, things like that, all together that you could put into some sort of a display. That would be really nice. And they could do a G.I. Joe version, they could do a Cobra version, or they could just have a generic one that goes for both sides. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. As G.I. Joe Classified continues to grow and expand, I think we're going to be looking less at the figures and more at what can we do with everything we already have. And dioramas are the way to go. Some vehicles, sure, maybe like smaller vehicles. I know we all want things like the Dreadnought Thunder Machine, Snowcat.
Yeah.
A lot of people want the Whale. A lot of these things are going to take up a lot of room. So in the meantime, I think some automatic easy wins, grabbing the low-hanging fruit here for Hasbro, would just be making things that are smaller that people would be able to use in any part of their collection.
Yeah.
Weapons armory, really I'm down with that, Dex.
And I'm going to keep saying it. Helmets. I need helmets.
What do you like about the helmet so much?
You can just put it on any of the troopers. See, like, the fact that I can just get one of these helmets and put it on 5 different guys and it looks good on all of them, that's like, we need more of this.
That is true.
Raptor's really cool, though, with all his different, like, claws and stuff he has. I just love everything about him. The tattoos.
What do you think about the tattoos? Because you're not that familiar with Raptor.
It's like Kraven from
a little bit. Yeah, like a G.I. Joe Kraven. Now, speaking about modding, one thing that I do with some of these is when a figure is pretty plain, we'll try to like spruce them up a bit. So I've got like a holster on Big Boa's thigh here because it just has the boxing gloves. He needs something.
Sometimes we just get like leftover stuff.
So with the figures that I really care about and that I like a lot, whether anyone else likes them or not, like Big Boa, I'll add whatever I can to him to make him a little better for my own personal liking. And the thing to remember with some of these figures is like people complain about Big Boa being a little too plain. And yeah, he is, but that's also who he is, and that's the way he's supposed to come. I think we got just a 6-inch version of what came in the 80s, and I think that was 88. The gloves are fantastic. The web gear overlay, really well done. I love the spikes. The metal spikes are perfect. The helmet looks like Big Boa. Everything about this shouts and screams Big Boa. His boots are fantastic. I think it's a great fit for Big Boa. So even though he doesn't come with a ton, this is basically a retro version of Big Boa. I don't expect that we're ever going to get another one. And it's usually a tip-off whenever it comes out as an absolute retro vintage version, right? That's Hasbro saying, we're only doing this once. We're not going to come out with 5 different Big Boas or even 2. And speaking of that, here's a figure that's a little harder to find, and a lot of people couldn't get it. Now, we got ours from MVP Michael G, friend of the show. It's Snow Job. Now, this did not come to Canada, wasn't available. Now, you could order it and import it and pay a whole ton of extra charges and all that stuff, but even then, I just never saw it available. So, very popular figure, definitely one of the best in G.I. Joe Classified, in my opinion, and it was definitely one of the top 2 for 2023. I can't get enough of this figure, but I'm talking about Big Boa, how it looks pretty obvious. This is the only version we're going to get because this is the retro version. But Snow Job is a mix of white and gray all over him. I think it's very obvious. This is the classified version. Replace all the gray parts with white, so he's white from head to toe. And that's the retro version that I think we know is on the way at some point. This is going to be very popular because so many people missed out. So many people didn't even have the opportunity to get him. Once again, big thanks to MVP Michael G for helping set us up with some of the ones that we were not able to get. Oh my god, that looks really good.
This shockwave is so good. You can use the body for everything and even the head. Put it on, I think, Snow Serpent. It looks awesome.
That's the Night Force shockwave. So what I've been using as a spare head for Snow Serpent is one of the heads of... Oh, that looks really good too. The Recon Diver. Just pop that on. It's like... It's perfect. It looks like what would be underneath the Snow Serpent's mask or helmet once you take it off. He's got basically like a balaclava sort of situation going on. Or Dex, what's your opinion of Snow Job? Because we haven't talked about him in quite a long time, and some people who missed out might not remember exactly what they're missing out on here.
I really like it. It's an amazing figure. I like that everything fits on him, so you can like put both of the snowshoes on at once, and then have both of the skis, all the poles, his rifles on the back too, which is surprising, and then his handgun too. Everything fits on him, so that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a really good figure, though. I love it.
For the longest time, I did not know that you could put the ski poles on the backpack as well. There's a little notch right where it attaches to his back. Also, I got to say, the design of Snow Job's overlay is just perfect because it covers up his. It's not an ab crunch; it's like a torso cut. It's perfectly right over the edge of it, so it hides it. So just looking at Snow Job, you can't tell he has any articulation cuts on his torso at all. But he can still pose around, move around, and there's no difference whatsoever. Doesn't show that cut unless you really crank it back. This is such a good figure, Snow Job. Now, we have a mixture of figures here that we haven't shown or talked about, and some we have, but here's one that it will always be around for me. Road Pig. We did a review of him. Now, sure, Road Pig's face is a little cartoony, but at the same time, there's so much shelf appeal with this guy, and not everyone has to agree, so I'm just recognizing how much I like this guy, and I've just got to shout him out again, because Road Pig for me is easily one of the most fun figures to just pose, stand around, looks great on your shelf. And speaking of which, My number one favorite overall G.I. Joe figure of all time, the Mezco Destro. Just so much fun. And again, smooth articulation. Now here's something else we have in our collection. It's G.I. Joe Monopoly. If you're into board games, this definitely does make Monopoly a lot more fun. Monopoly is one of those games that like everyone kind of has, but no one really plays because it's just Monopoly. But this definitely upgrades Monopoly, the whole experience of playing it. And also, I got to point out, it's not just Monopoly with G.I. Joe characters, but there's also little like rules and things that are all just G.I. Joe specific. So there's different things. If you get all the blue territories, then
you can
mass device, the weather dominators, the orange ones, and then what's the yellow one here? The Pyramid of Darkness. Yeah. So a lot of callbacks to the cartoon series, but it makes the gameplay a lot more fun than just regular Monopoly. Plus, all the little tokens are G.I. Joe specific. You got a Dreadnought Thunder Machine in here, some dog really tags, fun. Cobra Commander's helmet, a Cobra Snake, and it looks like, who's that, Timber? Really good. If you like board games and you want to just have some fun, everyone at any age can play this. It doesn't even matter if you know anything about G.I. Joe. We played with people who don't even know G.I. Joe, and yeah, everyone has a good time with it. It's a lot more fun than just regular Monopoly. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed.
This is one thing I want more of. Having like the big Cobra Island things on the back. The maps on the back are so cool because then you can just look at everything and like check everything out. Like here you've got this big like vehicle hangar. What else? Let me check. A bridge here, like a water dam. Then you've got these two snakes. And then if you buy different ones, it highlights different parts. I think some highlight like here,
yeah,
and this part right over there. And then here it's these three. But it would be really cool if they had more of this sort of stuff.
And according to Lenny from G.I. Joe, I have not found it so far in the map, but apparently you can see Crocmaster's little area where he's got crocodiles. He mentioned that years ago in an interview. And I've just never seen it. But again, I like the idea of it being there. And they had an opportunity with this map, because apparently this is a map that they have at Hasbro, and they just shrunk it down for the package, of course. But apparently it's very detailed. So why is this the only thing that we've ever seen of it?
Maybe they could make a video game for it.
Oh,
or they could do it for the next Fortnite season. That would be pretty fun.
A G.I. Joe Fortnite season?
Blow up half the map and put this here. That would be fun.
That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see more of it, and I'd like to see zoom-ins on part of this. Now, that's one thing that I want to see more of, Dex, is Special Missions Cobra Island. How many figures did we actually get that were Cobra Island themed? I can't think of, like...
Maybe, like, 7?
They jumped 8? To Tiger Force and Python Patrol a little too quickly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the Cobra Island figures. Now, they were harder to find because it was early in G.I. Joe. The production hadn't been ramped up yet, so it was harder to find some figures, but I like the different looks, and I definitely want to see more Cobra Island. I have a feeling that that's done, but Hasbro, bring it back. At least I want to see it back, and you like seeing that.
Is there
back,
even
right?
a Cobra Commander for it?
No. We had like a Baroness, Firefly, Cobra
Major
Trooper.
Bludd.
Yeah, Major Bludd is a big
one. The Major Bludd was a really good one, too.
Now, the Tiger Paw is one of my all-time favorite things for the entire G.I. Joe Classified series.
Yeah,
I think
it's pretty good.
Like we didn't get the Cobra Ferret. Not a big fan of the.
I love the Tiger Shark on it.
Yeah, see, I'm not into the Tiger Force style at all, but I love the Tiger Paw. Wreckage, fantastic. I'm not even going to get into him. That's another topic. I'd like to see different colors of the Tiger Paw, or the Cobra Ferret, whatever you want to call it. And I would not mind repaints for that. This is the all-time best repaint that they've done so far. Wreckage. That's how you do repaints, right? That's Firefly. And then taking the Ferret, turning into the Cobra Paw. Another great one. I'd like to see maybe a Night Force version that's very dark themed. And how about a winter one as well? Like, you can have quads in the winter and it driving through the snow.
Or how about there's a snowmobile instead?
The Polar Battle Bear? Where is that? Yeah, we need to get that soon.
I think the next set or like line they should make a winter line. That'd be so fun. Having like, first of all, a snowmobile, more snow guys like troopers, because sure we got some, but I need like actual army trooper ones where they're like just all in like white camo, not just like all in this snow suit.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be great. And we need Iceberg, Blizzard, and then get some generic winter troopers as well. I'm down with that. Like, we're in Canada, we're just covered in snow right now. It's obvious we would want those. Can you think of anything else that would go for winter that you would want?
I would just want snowmobiles.
I think that's it. Yeah. Once you have that and you got the snowcats,
And that would be so good for like dioramas or stuff.
You know what? Snowmobiles can pull things. Like, you can tow things with a snowmobile. Not big, heavy items, but there are different ways that you can modernize and classify it. Like a sled that would go behind a polar battle bear. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. So this is kind of like a free-for-all play day for G.I. Joe here that we're doing. Just going through a lot of the things that we haven't had time to do reviews of, and also just taking a closer look at some of the things we have touched on. But overall, there's a lot of different topics here that we can get into, and if you guys enjoy this sort of thing, we can do it again. If so, let us know some of the topics you'd like us to discuss and get into. If it's anything Cobra Island related, I would love that, because, again, I'm not done with Cobra Island. Don't know why that went away, and we got Tiger Force and Python Patrol so soon, but let's get more of that. And then, Dex, any final thoughts?
There's a winter one, and Cobra Island Part 2. Two lines. Cobra Island for the Cobra line, and then a snow one for the G.I. Joe line. Because they always do a G.I. Joe and Cobra one at the same time.
Yeah, and there aren't really that many, aside from the Snow Serpents, there aren't that many winter characters for Cobra.
Cobra.
So yeah, and we've got an entire winter theme that we could explore with G.I. Joe. You're right. I'd be down with that. So let us know in the comments. Would you want a split theme of winter characters for the Joes, and then Cobra Island for Cobra? That'd be great.
Yep. Kind of like Tiger Force and Python Patrol, what they did there.
Yeah, and if it takes off, then you've got an excuse to make some winterized Cobra characters, right? In their winter gear, like Baroness, that would be a popular one. Get Cobra Commander in his winter jacket. I'd like to see Major Bludd as well in winter gear. There's a whole bunch of different guys. That would work really well. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below on all of this and any other thoughts you have in general, because this is basically a free-for-all. And, swapping the heads. Dex, you just introduced me to a whole bunch of new ways to display these guys. That Night Force Shockwave is so versatile. You can use it in so many different characters. I like it. And it levels them up, too. Especially that head sculpt. Yeah, you throw that on the Snow Serpent, it looks even better. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!